That's quite good.
Man actually posed as
Thank
well.
you.
Left afterwards.
Yeah. Bastard.
Oh, gangster. Oh.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, I'll introduce this time. Volume 2, here we are again, second week. And yeah, how much has changed since the first week?
I've been alright still.
Yeah.
I've been alright.
I love the do-rag today.
Thanks.
Love the fit.
Cozy fit today.
It's fitting.
It's so different because I've been wearing like trousers and jeans and chinos quite a lot recently, and that.
I like it though. I like the change.
I think this week I've been thinking heavy about that, to be fair. Like changing fashion attire for myself. I'm kind of grown out of trainers now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll still keep my trainers because I'll wear them every now and again. Like, just a trainer day or whatever. But
yeah,
I think for the most part, I want to be in shoes like loafers, boots, wallabies, I don't know, like Dr. Martens or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I want to start switching up and changing.
Yeah.
Up. So that's
I know a lot of people actually changing their trainers now to like boots, loafers, like shoes instead of sneakers. Because
think about it, yeah. Well, at least when I was a lot younger. When I was like maybe like 5 years ago, like
you're so old.
From when I was like 16, 17, which was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy, that, innit? That's crazy, that, innit? Yeah. So from when I was 16, 17, up until like...
That's like a good 15 years ago.
That's crazy. Until that's crazy. 15
or like,
years.
Or 17, because I'm going to be 32. So
it's 15. If you're 16, 15 years ago.
15. Yeah. Oh. Gas.
Hey, before I get into mine, how does that feel? Like putting numbers into like numbers.
The thing is, I think everyone can always ask me this, and I don't feel 31, whatever you're supposed to feel when you're 31. I know that my body probably can't take a lot of things like it used to, in the sense of like if I go out and I drink, which is probably why I've kind of stopped a little bit now. If I drink, I can't drink loads. I never used to be able to anyway because I've got quite a small frame, but back then, in my 20s, I used to drink quite heavily.
Fairs.
But like now, and the thing is, everyone used to be like, "Oh, I'm so hungover." I was like, "Yeah, I don't get How the day was it? Now I'm like, I can get a hangover, but it'll probably just be a splitting headache.
I get that quite often, but I've always tried to figure out why.
Dehydration, that's what it is. And I got told actually yesterday or today, I got told by a PT that if it's on the front, it means something. I can't remember what he said that something was, but if it's on the side, it means it's dehydration. And I get it on the side.
Okay.
So it's dehydration.
I need to clock onto that one next time.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to get that drunk. But...
Yeah. I think what helps is vitamin C tablet the next day in water. But definitely before you go to bed, I know it's really hard to when you're drunk, you just kind of flop into bed.
Yeah.
But just like drink a cup of water, which actually you're really good at. You always have a cup of water.
Try to.
In the morning.
Yeah, mornings I definitely do, but during the day I don't drink enough. I don't drink enough. But yeah, go on then. So you don't feel 31?
No.
Thinking back that when you were 16 is 15 years ago, does that not put things into perspective for you?
I think in the sense that I was definitely a different person. I was like wild and free.
But you don't feel any different though.
I still feel wild and free with boundaries.
Is that the main difference?
Probably the main difference. And probably there's more knowledge.
What kind of boundaries?
Like...
Yeah, the knowledge thing too, yeah.
Yeah, like, being able to take care of myself a bit more. doing the adulting stuff, like paying bills, like stuff like that. You know, all of those things kind of come in. But in terms of, I guess, I'm still wild, carefree, but the boundaries part is probably like I should have been doing
It's the
this.
self care. It's the self care.
It's the self care and like making sure that like I'm making
Looking
myself
after yourself.
happy.
Yeah.
Because you always have to take care of numero uno, and that's something that like, funnily enough, this is something that I say to all my friends and anyone that's known me that has come in and out of my life. I've always said, take care of yourself always. You have to always prioritize yourself. It's never a selfish thing. And for people that say it is, because I've also had people say, well, that's really selfish. It's not. Because how are you going to always think about other people when really and truly, I know there's like a limitation of that. So you should think about, if you're doing something, is it going to, like the consequences, is it going to affect someone else? Yeah, fair enough on that part. But everything that you do should always be in the best interest for yourself first, and then everyone else will follow. And whoever doesn't follow isn't meant to be in your life. And that's fine. That's okay. People are for the seasons.
Yeah, I watched a video today of like a little snippet of, do you know who Cam Newton is? I think his name's Cam Newton.
It rings a bell.
He's like he's an NFL player.
Okay, definitely not then. Definitely.
If I'm not wrong, he's an NFL player, but he has a podcast in it, and he sits down with, do you know who DC Youngfly is? DC Youngfly is from, like, you would have seen him on Wild 'N Out. And
yes.
He's got a tattoo on his forehead.
Yes.
Roach, innit?
Yeah.
That guy's too funny, fam. But you know, my man. So I don't know if it was last year or it could have been longer than that. You know, I don't know when. But his wife died. His wife went into surgery for something like
please don't tell me, like
BBL. Or like,
for goodness sake!
Like that. I don't know what it was. And
can we just leave that alone?
Yeah, she passed away still. I can't lie. And on the podcast, I don't know what he was talking to Cam Newton about, but there's just a bit where he's just kind of like you just got to keep in the kitchen, like no matter how messed up the utensils are, like whether some things work or some things don't, like you just got to keep chefing it up, because at the end of the day, like people have their plates out and you got to feed them, and when it's time for you to eat, no one's gonna feed you. You got to feed yourself, type thing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what putting yourself first is about, and then being able to like help everybody else around you. But it's true though, like I didn't think about how you've put it until fairly recently, where you really do have to put yourself first, because like it was only until last year that I fully realized that I'm no one's responsible for me anymore. I don't live with my parents. My parents, even though they're still alive, don't take care of me, and they're not responsible for that anymore. And nobody else that I share my life with is responsible for me.
No.
The only person who's responsible for me is me. Do you get it?
And even when you have a partner, they're not responsible for you.
This is it. They're not responsible for you. So that made me realize that, like, hang on though, that means I do have to put myself first, and like I need to make sure that all the choices I'm making is like in my best interest. But at the same time, when I do make these choices, like you said, I also have to ask myself, like, is this going to affect other people? If so, how? And if it's good, great. If it's bad, maybe not do it.
Yeah, like obviously there's things in life that you would suspect that like it's not going to affect anyone, and you have to also put it into perspective. Like, even if it is going to affect someone, if it's going to affect one person, but deep down it's the best choice, and that person doesn't understand.
Yeah, everything's circumstantial.
Exactly. Is that person actually meant to be there, or does it affect that person because they will no longer be there?
Yeah, it's true still. It's kind of like for example, if you're in a relationship with someone, it's like, right, well, I've got to go live abroad now or work abroad for 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
there's compromising.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's compromising.
It's true still.
Yeah.
But back to the original question.
Yeah. Fresh on.
Anything different from last week to this week? Yeah, like I think I've been thinking heavily about that side of my life, and I think the reason why things like that are not so important to me, but important to me, is not because of the materialist side of it and wanting to look good. It's more so I've always felt, and for the first time in a while, I've felt this too, that fashion or how I dress really is an expression of how I maybe feel or how I'm like what I'm currently going through. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
like the way
It's an art.
yeah, the reason why I care
an
about
art.
why I dress so much is because it's a form of creativity for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
love
have,
the
yeah, I don't
images.
have to buy like expensive garments. I was literally the other day on Vinted buying £3 suit trousers. Do you know what I mean? But like, if I think it
Love
looks nice, and I
vintage.
think, yeah, if I think it looks nice and I think it's gonna go well, then that's why I've, yeah, it's my creative expression. I express how I feel in that moment through how I dress and stuff like that. So yeah, been thinking about that heavy. I think another thing that's changed over the past week is that I feel as though I've had a week off in terms of just like podcasts, recording, editing, and stuff like that. And even though it wasn't something that was planned, it just ended up happening. But I'm not too mad because throughout the whole entire process, I felt as though I've been transitioning a little bit into like a different area of my life again, and that's probably why it just ended up being a week off. Like I've been thinking heavy about cutting down on smoking. I've been thinking heavy about exercising more. Bro, I can't lie. Like I've even been thinking heavy about, and this might come as a surprise, but I've been thinking heavy about like being a bit more.
If you ever say move out, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Anytime you say there's a change, I'm like,
No, it's not that, not that, not that. Not without, no, the contrary actually. Just thinking about like being a lot more organized and on top of certain things at home and helping out a bit more. Do you get it? Because I know you do a lot and I probably don't pull my weight enough, but I've been thinking about these things quite a lot more and I want to start putting plan into action. And I know that like one of the biggest things that holds me back is probably smoking too much and just getting a bit too stoned and just chilling at home and like just, you know what I mean, zoning out and not really doing too much.
there's just ways. There's so many ways for you to be productive with it. Like it's the mindset.
Yeah. It's how you use it too and how
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's true still. But yeah, I mean, other than that though, my week's been alright. Like again, I went out the other day, like I told you, to my friend's birthday. Had just crazy eye-opening experiences there, and
Nice. Love that for you.
yeah, man, I think it's been alright still. It's been good. I'm just kind of trying to get used to now, like being a bit more different with my life, and I'm also trying to get accustomed to more action, a lot more action, less talking and thought, because that's also been one of my big things. Talk a lot, but maybe sometimes I don't do enough.
You and me both, man.
I want to swap that around. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Maybe we can keep each other accountable for that because I'm definitely one that has like so many ideas, and everyone's always like, all my friends are literally like, Jazz, this is amazing, this is great, like do it, and I'm like, yeah, and then it'll get to like the day where like I'm productive and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And the next day I'm just like,
Either something happens or you're just kind of like, not today, man.
yeah.
But I'm trying not to be too mad
God.
at myself though. Yeah, I'm trying not to be too mad at myself for these things because I think even though we tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be doing quite a lot and keep things moving, I think at the same time, like, obviously I can't sit here and be like, I'm gonna live for like 70 years, so like it's a long time or whatever, but there's also an element of like patience and taking my time and just not being too hard on myself for all these kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
Not being too like on top of myself and too strict on myself with all these things, because you need to relax a little bit, like hair down, like kind of just like vegetable out for a short while too and just relax and maybe recover or rest, or I don't know, like just a different side to what you've been doing for a long time, you know what I mean? Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again without any change or without any differences, like you can go a little bit loopy, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's right. I think definitely not being too strict on yourself is so important. I was actually speaking to a lady the other day at work, and she obviously wants to make so many changes because she's like she's had 6 children.
Damn.
Yeah, and like, you know, she's quite a small lady. And she was like, I just want to make these changes. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, should I take creatine? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, slow down.
Like, slow down, girl. Like, you know, you need to basically, first of all, you want to get back into fitness. And that's already step 1. Like, that's good that you've made that first step. Step 2 is now like creating a program for yourself that you're actually going to stick to. Don't make yourself do something that you're going to have to do every single day.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You will end up hating yourself, and you'll reverse and you'll go back to what you were doing. Probably binge eating because you're starving yourself because you don't know what to eat. You're working out too much, so you're stressing yourself out, creating more cortisol going through your body, creating more body fat. There's just no point of that. So if you stick to at least, like, let's say, and she only wants to do classes at the moment, so let's say we stick to like 2-3 classes a week, and then you can up them and then see how you go and challenge yourself. Like, you know, you've done about 2-3 weeks with the same weight, change the weight. Yeah. And make the instructor also make you accountable for doing that, you know?
So I think it is a process of like step by step,
exactly,
adding things on like bit by bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not going 100 miles an hour from the very jump.
Exactly.
It's too hard.
And that's what my therapist says. Like, she's amazing, and she's like, if you do things in little bite sizes, you're more likely to succeed than likely to fail, because you're doing small changes anyway, but you're not doing it a grand thing. So I think the steps that you're taking are amazing, because you don't want to be strict. And if you have to take a break because naturally life just made you take a break, listen to God. Let go and let God. Like, literally,
let God
he's got
control.
he's got the reins. It's happened. But the one thing is, at least, like, as long as you don't feel guilty about it, you're fine. And you shouldn't feel guilty about it, because you're also not a fucking robot.
Yeah, this is it, man. I think I've stepped away now from the whole I have to do this when you really don't have to. I want to be able to still say that, I want to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I want to record, I want to edit, I want to do that sort of stuff. I don't want to feel like I'm obliged to do it, because I think when you get to that point, you're being pulled along. You're not pushing. You know what I mean? And so you want to be pushing. You want to be feeling the other way around about it. So yeah, man, that's why I'm trying to, that's why I'm not really too upset about the week off. Like, I'm not really too upset about like taking things a little bit slowly, not being so harsh. Like, obviously there's times where you do need to be harsh with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think for the most part, like, it's cool, man.
Yeah, but count those times, like, do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I think pretty much that's like my week where it's been at. I think I have been thinking a lot about changing jobs.
Yeah.
You know this already. Like, the reason being is because I'm now starting it real hard. Like, I can't lie, I do find it real hard to navigate the complexity of working with your friend who outside of work can be one particular way, but as a boss in work is a whole different type of way. And it's not about the money. I don't think it's about the how much the timetable suits me, the convenience of it, which is the word I was looking for. I don't think it's about friendships or any of that sort of stuff. Like, what I'm finding real hard to navigate though is putting morality above all, and just, you know what I mean, just saying it how it is, and then just fucking being like, I'm out. But yeah, I think the hardest part that I'm trying to navigate about it is figuring out how to do it properly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I don't feel responsibility to tell him that what he's that like, bro, you're just kind of being a cunt right now, you're being a dickhead. But at the same time, I do. Do you know what I mean? And then at the same time, I feel like I should just be able to be like, I'm not working no more, I'm bouncing, I'm gonna go do something else without an explanation. But then at the same time, I feel like I should give you an explanation though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's because, like, you want to hold. This is why you don't work with friends. If you can work with friends, cool. And if you
Great.
start a business together, obviously you're going to go through trials and tribulations and you're always going to clash. But I feel like there's particular type of people out there that can do that, or
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Like, that one's the hardest, because it will make you and break you.
For sure.
And break your friendship, your family relationship, like everything. However, I feel, oh, shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
Quick one though. Shout out Brian and Harry, yeah, because two friends from secondary school that started their business together and made it still, and they're still going
amazing.
strong. So
Yeah,
they're
that's
they're
amazing.
testament to that story. Still.
Yeah.
Shout out
I
Brian
feel
and
like it's, you have to have either you have the same personality and it can go well, or you do have your differences and you've already understood your strengths and
Harry.
weaknesses.
Yeah, and you know how to make it work.
And
innit?
yeah, and like you've understood that, and now you're going like this and
Yeah,
going up.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if it's too different, and like your perspectives of life and the way that you see things and the way you're navigating it is very different to each other, I don't know if it will work.
Yeah, especially if you can't accept another person for their views and their understanding.
Exactly.
And if you find that you can't somehow make it work, like, I don't know, whether it's because you're stubborn or just
Yeah.
arrogant or ignorant, whatever it might be, like, you know what I mean? Yes.
I feel like there's a massive clash with people who do not have people skills. Like, people skills is such an important thing to have. It's, if you lack empathy and compassion and you can't understand humans for just being humans, I find those are the people that are fucking dicks. They're the dicks. They just they will talk to you in a certain way, and it's always passive aggressive. It's always like quite unprofessional. They don't know how to use their words properly. They don't know how to really look at you as a human being and understand that there's human errors that you can make, but there's a way of saying it. You know,
as well. That's what
yeah, there's a way of telling someone, oh, by the way, like, you've done something wrong. Like, it's, you know, it's not the shouting, like, it's not that kind of like aggression type, like, it's not like that. You just talk to them like they're a human being. And you have to have some sort of empathy with that.
Yeah.
You can't be a cold-hearted dick.
Do you think those kind of human skills are taught, or you're just born with it? You just got to be taught though, isn't it?
I think some of it is born and taught.
Mixture of both.
Yeah, but I think most of it is taught. So if you're, and it's all about environment. Like if, and especially the way you grow up. Like, if you're in a, I'm not trying to say nuclear family. Let's just put that at bay. It's never going to happen. However, like, if you're in a family that's quite loving, they're compassionate with each other, at least one parent.
What's a nuclear family? Mum and dad.
Like, yeah. Dad's working hard, mum's probably staying at home, you know, that
or
kind
like
of
a
thing.
proper, like,
or even like they're both working.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you don't think, what do you not think about nuclear families? Like, why did
I
you
just
say
don't think
that?
they're real anymore.
Oh, do you not think so?
I think that, do you know what? You're lucky if you have both your parents living at home, and like, you've got your dad that's a breadwinner and like all of that kind of good stuff, and your mum's at home, and like, because it's always a mother that's teaching you more about compassion and empathy. It's always kind of a female thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
disagree.
No, I agree.
By
I
all
agree.
means.
I agree. I agree because
I'm all up for a debate. Come on in.
No. I do.
No,
I do agree with you. I do. Agree.
Yeah.
I think it's just more like, because I think stuff like emotional intelligence. Remember we spoke about this last.
Exactly.
Week, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like emotional intelligence, like caring and empathy.
Yeah, nurturing.
Like, a lot of that. Obviously, both parents have it, but I think it's just more natural for a woman.
Yeah.
To have those things more easily in abundance and understand it well.
Right.
That's why they teach it so much more better.
Yeah. But I think also, like, men do have that, especially if they've grown up with a mother that's very loving towards them and kind of shown them that care and compassion. Because I want to take my brother, for example. Like, he's stubborn as fuck, And he can be really cold-hearted at times and very direct. And sometimes it's really like, it's really sharp. And I'm just like, are you okay?
Mm.
But he's a Scorpio. That's what it is.
Putting on a show for everyone.
I
Then, bro.
know. OnlyFans.
Trust.
But he's so loving and compassionate and caring and understands people and is very like and has those like people skills that like other people just don't have. Like he'll understand humans for just being humans, and he won't take things like, okay, we will sometimes take things personally, but he won't. He's just very understanding and like can see it in people.
Do you think maybe that's why he's so stern and straight up and so like stubborn to you? Because you know what, yeah?
Yeah, but it's also because he was raised by two females.
Yeah.
Me and my mum.
What, are you not like that?
What?
Just
Stubborn.
straight up.
Yeah, we are stubborn.
Stubborn.
I don't know if I'm not. I want to. Do you know what? I live in Delulu land where I think I'm direct, but I'm not as direct as I should be.
Yeah. I can agree with you at times on that one still. No, there's times where you are quite direct though. I
feel like I'm direct in a very comfortable setting.
Yeah.
Whereas like, because I'm still trying to, let's say, scope out a lot of things, and like I wouldn't be able to be direct to a new person.
Right.
I would be more like in the back end, observing, watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's normal though.
I guess so, yeah. But there's people that are out there like they're just direct.
But those are people that are a lot more confrontational though. Those are people that are also a lot more like
Whereas I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, like.
Okay, yeah, but it's also not be like that too much. But like, I get it though. Like, I think those are the people that are more confrontational and don't care about conflict as such. Like, they're not scared to deal with conflict.
Yeah,
it is because they probably feel capable enough to do so. But yeah, I don't know. For myself, I'm a mixture of both really. But yeah, I don't know though. I think you are. Well, yeah, I think you are quite direct. You can be direct when you want to. I think it's a case of when you want to as well.
Yeah, I think I go through the stages. Like, I'll be like, "It's okay, sorry,"
Yeah. And then you just like, "Nah, fuck this.
Right?
I'm doing
and
this."
And
then
the third time or the fourth time, I'll be like, "Okay, seriously."
Yeah. I think that's probably like an aspect of why a brother's probably like that too. If he understands people so well, is that he also understands.
He's just direct.
Yeah, he also understands that with some people you can't tell them more to like you can't tell them more than once basically.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're just gonna end up continuing to tell them to do the same thing over. Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
he's one of those people, but he's also one of those people, that I think, even though he's gonna disagree with this, but I know full well, probably deep down, he does love himself as much as he's. I don't know. He lies to himself, because I know he definitely loves himself, because he's the type of person that if he's only going to do what he wants to do, and he always puts his best interest at heart, and he always prioritizes himself. If he doesn't want to do something and he knows it's not right, he won't do it.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like,
fine, I'll do it.
I'll do it. And I'm like.
So I can be like, I can be like that sometimes.
I'm like, you're a dickhead.
But you know what though, yeah? I think next time that happens to you, try not to give in, just for the sake of...
I just need to say no.
Just for the sake of seeing what happens afterwards.
I just
do it for that reason. And then when whatever reason comes out of... When whatever happens after you decided not to do what you don't want to do, then you can like make a choice after that based off of the reaction or the reception of it, whether you want to continue doing it or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, do it for the plot basically. Do it because you just want to see what happens if you say no. Do it because you want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like this is it. So this is why I've started doing a lot more like different things and like putting myself in particular situations that maybe I would have never, or like address it. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, the other day there was a man that just cut across me in a coffee shop, and normally I wouldn't care. I'm just like, I'm gonna get coffee anyway. Like I can't be able to deal with this guy's problems or whatever. Like it's cool. But then that day I was like, let me tell him that this ain't okay, bruv. And I was like, excuse me, there's a queue, bro. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah,
people
yeah,
queue. Do you
yeah.
remember what I told you? I was like,
Yeah,
there's
I
people queue.
remember
But I
this.
did it because I wanted to see what would happen.
Mm.
And the same thing with like, normally if I wouldn't approach someone to confront a situation that like I don't think is worth it, I wouldn't normally do it. But now I'm just kind of like, let me tell this person what I think or what just happened or like what's going on and just see what happens in it.
Yeah.
And let me just see what their reaction is or like see what comes out of it. And I don't know, I find that doing things like that now, certain things ain't as scary anymore.
Yeah. It's like if someone gets your coffee wrong and it's like,
Let me not say
feel bad.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember this one time I was like, no, I'm gonna say it. And I was like, I'm really sorry, but and it's the way that you say
Yeah,
it.
that too.
It's the way that you say it. So
Can't just be a
you
fan.
can't just be like, this coffee is wrong.
Yeah.
No, you can't say that because people are human.
That's true.
So you just be like, oh, sorry, you got my milk wrong. Are you sure this is oat?
Yeah.
This is an oat latte? And they were like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. No, that's not. That's
Change
milk.
it for you.
I was like, oh, is it possible? Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. And then later on, you're like, that felt good.
Yeah. After
You're like, actually, it's not bad to say no.
do you get it?
It's
This is it. So yeah, man, take it from
It's a self-love and self-care
it's
thing.
good thing.
But sorry, we've gone off on a tangent. Basically, essentially, working with your friends can always be
I completely forgot we was left off from there.
a hard thing, and I do feel that people do lack empathy and people skills, and unfortunately, being a CEO or a founder of something or anything like that, you kind of have to have those skills, even if it's just a minute of those skills. At least you have it.
Yeah.
But the lack of,
But it's not just also about using them though.
it's and how you address certain things. Like you just can't come in a very aggressive manner, or you can't talk to someone passive aggressively. And I know some people are gonna think like, if they watch this, oh, Jazz, but you can be passive aggressive. Yeah, sometimes I can. I'm sorry. I am really sorry.
Human. But I think if it's more so if it's a recurring theme, like if it just keeps happening and you're just kind of like, just gonna have another setting or what, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like. But apparently you shouldn't even react to that stuff. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, the working world's mad, you know. This is why you need to watch Severance, yeah. You see, with Severance, yeah. Severance shows all of these things, yeah, about the working world and all that, about how like about how you can't speak up after getting violated, about how like you can't tell someone who's more senior than you they're being a cunt, like about how you can't understand properly what your job is or what you're doing, because if you was to know, it's pretty much just garbage, like, you know what I mean? It's bollocks, like, and it shows the dynamic behind it all. Like, it's mad. You gotta watch it still. It's hard. Do
you think you could ever, if someone was like really aggravating you, like a senior person was just really like just sarcastic, passive aggressive, treating you like shit at work, could you ever just be like, fuck off?
Yeah, if
leave.
If they got me to that point, I think I'd definitely do it still.
I would love to do that sometimes.
Yeah, if they got me to the point, I could definitely do it still. Yeah.
And just kind of read them out and just be like, you need help, or you need some sex, or you just need something. You need a therapist. And just dash of water in their face. Oh, I don't know. Don't do that. But like, just, I know that's only in the movies, but fuck, man. Sometimes it be like that.
Gets like that still, I can't lie. But this is what the working world does to you, though.
But I think that's why a lot of people now,
well,
and I see it
not
everywhere.
all jobs, but like,
no, but I do feel that a lot of people, and I think there's a lot of people now, but just starting their own businesses, starting their own kind of their own little side thing, because they can't deal with how, I mean, corporate happens a lot, so they can't deal with how they're being spoken to, and especially when you're a person of color, I feel that like you're always gonna look down on, and like,
do you think so? Do you think that's still a massive thing?
Yeah, it's massive. It's huge in the corporate world. Like, people, there's a lot of talks around it, and even I listen to a lot of podcasts and they mention it quite a lot, especially when it comes to like being in certain spaces where you're probably the token person of color because they have to meet a quota. Like, I know this was back then, but I just have to use this example. Like, my dad called himself palatable. Palatable because he's fairer.
Damn.
So, you know, when he went for his job interviews, he got that job than the other person that was probably there that was probably like darker skinned and stuff because he said he was more palatable.
That's crazy.
And for someone to feel that way, knowing you've been to uni, you've got all the skills and stuff like that, like, that's crazy. And it still happens.
You know what?
now.
Yeah, I'll give you.
And they're only trying to meet a quota. So if you're gay, great, we've got a token gay person, met the target on that.
Yeah.
The demographics, the targets on demographics are crazy.
I'll give you my
We've definitely
experience with that. No, I'll give you my experience with that, bro.
Friends working together.
Literally. I'll give you my experience on that, though. One time I went for a job interview for a recruitment company in the city, yeah.
Oh, yes. I remember this.
And did the whole interview, like went in, had a smashing time with the people in the office. Like, the interview was banging. It went so good. And it all seemed pleased on that. And then when I got my feedback and whether I got the job or not, I got declined. And when I asked why, I got told I sound too south. Did you get what they're trying to say? They were like, you sound too south. They were like, no, you sound a bit too south. Like this, there was like, look, like everything's perfect. Like you're so good, charismatic. Like you sound like you could be good on the phone. You sound like, you know, you'd be good for the job and all that sort of stuff. But the only issue is you sound a bit too south, and we're not too sure whether that's gonna interfere with the job or not. And I was just like, cool, man. Safe. Yeah, and I knew what you was trying to say, innit? Like,
wise man told me that you're tied to the language you speak in terms of your intelligence. Your intelligence is tied to the language that you speak, which is so degrading and terrible to think because
it's true in some circumstances. I think it's true.
Really?
It's true when you're speaking to people in that kind of a world. Very judgmental, very like...
no, I get it. But it's also like, we're not going to speak with an RP accent.
Yeah.
We're not going to speak like an O.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to talk like this and I'm, I'm not going to talk like that.
I think have you had that experience though, where someone's told you like the way you speak makes you sound dumb, or like the way you speak, like I thought you were stupid, or like anything like that? Because like there's a lot of people that, not a lot of people, but like I've met a few people where it's like, I thought you was gonna be stupid, why? Because of the way I speak, because of the way I look, because of the way, you know what I mean?
I think because I'm quite airheady and very like, sometimes my head is in the clouds.
Ditzy.
Yeah, like I'm like a fairy. Like people actually think that I'm quite. I think people do undermine me a lot.
They just think you're like a floating leaf.
Yeah, that's lovely.
That's nice though, isn't it?
I'm a floating leaf.
Pretty much.
But in another sense, luckily enough, God love her for doing it. My granny put me in elocution lessons, and she put my dad in that.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah.
So I'm not going to speak like how Joel speaks, because he doesn't speak the way I speak.
Yeah, you don't speak the way I speak either.
Yeah, he sometimes goes into it and then comes out, and I actually do that with my friends. So sometimes I can go out of speaking the way I am right now, probably, and then speak in a different way, but that's probably just the environment that I'm in. It just kind of like, I just loosen my tongue a little bit, but that's about it. But that's about it.
That's about
it. But I think it's, but I do think it's really bad to tie to associate intelligence with language, because you don't know what that person's been through, and you don't know what that person knows and who they know, and you've just gone and judged them by the way they speak, you know. And that's the whole thing about prejudging people. You shouldn't. You should take people as they are, within reason.
Do you know also another thing that I thought about this week too? Sorry, I know I've just literally taken it all and just gone right.
No, you go for it. Also, just this is the mug that we were talking about
last week.
last week.
See, it's perfectly fine, man.
Absolutely fine. The handle is great.
Yeah, man, nothing happened, bro. Nothing happened. That's jokes. But yeah, I think another thing that I've been thinking about this week too is that although I have an incredibly safe space with you where I can talk to you about, I've spoken to you about my entire life.
I've loved it. We can write a book.
I don't think,
Trying to say I'm judgmental?
No, bruv. No, I was gonna say that like I think about the nature of our friendship, relationship, dynamic, and why I'm able to tell you these things so comfortably. But there's certain things that I've told you that I've never, ever in my life spoken to any of my black friends about, my boys.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
do you think about that a lot?
I started thinking about that quite a lot this week.
Okay.
Because two of my guys started we talk about life quite a lot, just in general. And I mean, might smoke a spliff.
As you do.
Talk about life, all that sort of stuff.
That's good though.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
All the time. And we get onto the subject of like, don't know, safe spaces, being non-judgmental and all that sort of stuff. But I've never ever actually tried to talk to them about something that I don't talk to anyone about.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, I know my friends are very receptive and open and non-judgmental.
Yeah.
But I've never actually
but
given them something for them to not.
Evidence.
To not like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do think about that quite a bit, and I think that's something that I've been thinking about quite a bit, which I would like to, for the plot, just kind of, you know what I mean, see what happens. But yeah. Slowly. But yeah, I don't know. That's like another change this past week that I've been thinking quite a lot about.
Do you feel, and a lot of people will feel this, it's a normal thing to feel, but I'll just say it for just the listeners out there. Like, do you feel that they might judge you? And they might see you in a different light, or
I think it's that, innit? I think
you in a different way, or
I think where I've been friends with them for so long, they view me in one particular way. So if I was to
and these are friends that you've known since you were how old?
For yonks, for a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not scared that they're gonna judge me or they're gonna throw rocks at me, but I think where we've had
fucking throw a fucking boulder at them if they did.
No, where we've had our friendship one particular way for a very long time.
Yeah, there hasn't been.
There's not been
dramatic
any drastic changes.
Yeah, just normal changes.
Yeah, the thought that
fiance and whatever.
the thought that that could change, or the thought that they're not gonna see me as maybe the same person anymore, or the thought that
or
all that could have, I think that's what probably stops me from doing it. Do you get it? And I think a big part of it is shame too, just feeling shame. You know what I mean? So
I told you that you shouldn't feel shame.
Yeah, I get that. But
you shouldn't. There's certain things that we all do in our life that afterwards you're like, but then that it's all character development. It's all personal development. It's I hate that I really want to experiment more. I want to do a lot more things in my life to just open up myself a little bit more to other things, whether it be something in art, whether it be actually listening to politics, which is fucking dreary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There's so many things out there for you to be open to. And I know that when it's, especially when you've had when you've had friends for ages and they associate your life from when you were young all the way through, and they never think that like there's never gonna be a change. It's also like you live in Delulu land because there's always gonna be changes.
Who, me? I live in the
No, they
yeah. They live in the
yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true.
Because you always have to think, you know, people are always doing something new. People are always trying something new. People are always changing their hair, for instance, or doing something crazy, like whether it be crazy, because you know.
Yeah, that's true still. But I think I think I'm not.
I think you should try.
Yeah, like I think I will for the plot just because like I know these people quite
Also, it's
well.
the way you say it.
Yeah, I know these people quite well, and I know these
Yeah.
people like for quite a vast majority of my life, and we still talk about deep things. We still talk about like our life and how much it's changed. We still talk about how we view the world, which is important because that also changes quite a lot too.
Yeah.
And to just keep updating each other on how we continue to view the world is a nice thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's important, and like you already know the safe space that you're in with your friends and the environment you have all created for yourselves. So you should be able to. I mean, put it this way. When I've always said to my friends, like my friends when I was at school, in secondary school, I kissed a couple girls, as you fucking do, and you know, everyone was like, oh, you're a lesbian, you're a lesbian, you're a lesbian. And I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Which is so bad to sometimes hear because, like, I don't know why lesbian has such a negative stigma around it because, like, it's not a bad thing to be a lesbian. It just is what it is. Like, you like girls, fuck.
It's your choice. It's your personal choice at the end of the day, right?
And, like, personally, I have liked girls since I was in primary school. I used to kiss girls in primary school and like I used to kiss girls in secondary school, like, and I used to get feelings for women and like look at them in a certain way, and I was like, oh, they're fit, you know. And when, like, you know, I used to say to my friends, like, I think I want to date women. You know, even that, like, in itself, especially where my friends, like, they are open and they're you know, they're not homophobic and stuff like that. God, thank you. But, like, you know, it could have gone in the sense of, like, really left and been, like...
Just been...
No.
Yeah, isolated and abandoned.
Yeah. And, like, luckily enough, because of the safe environment that we created, the safe space that we created, where I could... really like just say I think I do want to date women. And like, you know, when I first had my first female relationship, like obviously it was a bit hard at first, you know, like introducing my partner to my friends, and that just took a bit of, you know, time, but it was fine after. Yeah. And even with family, like, that was hard. Like, my mum...
I can imagine that must have been a bit techy still, especially having a Colombian mum. Like.
Wow. My mum, she was at my house, and I was like, we need to leave because my mum's going to be home. My mum came home and literally was like, I know you're here. Literally, I was like, hi, Mum. She's like, I know you're here. I can smell you. I know exactly who's in my house and who. Yeah. And then, like, my ex-partner, like, froze, and she was like, I was like, fuck.
Did your mum know about her already?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's why she was that way.
Yeah, and she kind of like, but my mum, like, I don't know what it is about mums. When you're a mum, you just gain a sixth sense for everything. And she in the sense of, like, for example, she was feeling this pain. I can't remember which body part she was feeling it in, but she was feeling this pain, and she was like, there's something wrong with Danny. And she called him, and straight away, he was like, yeah, like I'm going through it really badly, like I'm feeling really sick, I've got a lot of pain here in my wherever it was.
That's mad.
It was weird, like it's no, my mom's a bit witchy. But like, you know, and she could sense that there was someone new in the house. And I swear to God, there was no shoes downstairs, there was nothing downstairs for her to even think.
She just knew.
That's
crazy.
And then that's how they met, which is annoying because that's kind of how every ex-partner of mine has met my mom.
Yeah, that's mad still. That is mad.
They've always just been caught in my house because the house is free, like no one's there. I just like say, just come round and but yeah, but you know, that was hard. But after a while, and at this point, you know, I kind of stood my ground with how I felt. My dad was really cool with it. And this is how I've kind of stood my ground in the sense of kind of putting myself first. And I've just said, look, I love her. It is what it is.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
I want to be with her, and it is what it is. And I was saying that to my mum. And like, bear in mind, like it was a back and forth with my mum, and my ex doesn't know this, but like, it was a back and forth. It was hard. However, I battled through it, and that was fucking hard. And I think that's also why like the constant back and forth in my head was just so much as well that it affected a lot of the relationship. But anyway, tangent, it's always going to be hard when you first like say it, but give yourself the grace.
This is so funny. This whole conversation makes it sound like I'm about to tell my friends I'm coming out as gay.
Yeah.
That's so funny. It sounds like you give me that prep talk. No, it's not that still.
He's not.
No.
But like, I'm just telling you my experience of when I kind of like semi came out, fully came out.
Had something mad difficult on your chest to get
live
with
and I'm sorry, I just like fucking girls, like,
but
I like men too, and annoyingly, I have to live with that. And everyone's always like, oh, it's good. This guy at work was like, oh, it's you're so lucky that you're... No, I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky at all.
Why do you not think you're lucky?
I would rather be one way or the other.
Really?
100%.
Why?
Because everyone's always like, oh, but you like guys more. Maybe some days I do. Maybe sometimes I don't. You know, there's a constant battle in the head that's like, okay, I could veer this way, but then I'm like, you're so fucking annoying. I don't even like you. Like, dick's annoying.
Do you find that it affects your relationship building with new people?
Oh, in what sense?
So like, something that I've noticed about myself, yeah, is that if I meet a guy, like I've never known this guy before, it's very easy for me to just speak to you like you're a human and just become friends with you, because I don't like. So I explain it on the contrary, yeah. So when I meet a woman and I've never known you before and I don't know you from nowhere, and this is my first time meeting you, it's a little bit more harder because I care a little bit more about like my first impression. I care a little bit more about how I conduct myself a little bit around you. I care about what.
Yeah.
I care a little bit more about what you're thinking of me.
Yeah.
And I care.
That's because you like women.
I care.
You love.
Yeah, and then I find it a bit hard, like balancing like friendship and then bit more than friendship. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of like I'll be friends with you. You should always
be yourself.
Yeah, like I'll be friends with you and all that sort of stuff. But like if I find you nice, if I find you attractive, if I find you like,
do you feel a bit
whatever it is? I don't feel intimidated, but like.
But you feel a bit like. Oh,
I find.
I'm so sick of you.
Yeah, I find myself getting a bit. Yeah, I find myself getting a bit like.
Like shy.
No, not shy. No. How can I explain this?
Yeah, you get the little like goose pimply like butterfly feeling, like you're like.
Kind of, because I noticed that like
you're actually quite attractive and like
I noticed that like I'm not as like chatty patty, I'm not as like
you get shy, hun.
Yeah, this is it. Okay,
a little bit shy.
Yeah, cool.
I think it's a little bit shy.
So I ask you then, yeah, does being bisexual affect your ability with your relationship making? Because
Nah.
because literally that.
Okay. If I find someone like, which come to think of it, I don't think I've ever found someone that's like wowed me. You know, that I'm just like gobsmacked. I can't talk, but I could talk to everything. I could talk to a pole.
First.
Because you have to step away. You gotta step away
No,
from
no.
like
I do.
like seeing how sexy this person is.
I do step away in it. Like, it's not that. That's kind of like out of the question for me now.
Oh, okay.
I don't like when I meet
it
someone. Yeah, like when I meet someone, I don't ever like just get infatuated and I lose myself to the point where it's like I don't know what to say. Like, no, it's not that. It's just more so that like.
You're not going to say certain things to this person because you don't want to give them either the ick or like you don't.
This is it.
You don't want to open up too quickly. I don't know, something.
Things like this. It's things like that. With a guy, I'll say anything to you. I don't care. Like, I'll tell you my life story. I'll fucking, if I don't know you, I'll fight in front of you, bro. Like, you think I give a shit? Like you just.
I don't think I've ever farted straight off the bat.
You're gonna be my bridging at the end of the day, and that's all it is. But like with a female though, there's always especially if they're nice, attractive, whatever it is. There's always we're gonna be friends first. Like always gonna be friends first or whatever it is. But like, shit, like if you're nice, if you're cool, like if you and you get along very well, like there's a potential for something, and to move it from that to that, like that means when we're friends in the first place, I also got to watch my step. Ish.
Yeah, but you shouldn't though, because friendships are built on saying anything and everything, and that's how your relationship is going to be. Yeah,
it's true.
Because don't you want to be best friends first? I want to meet my best friend. I want to meet a best friend, and do you know what? I can't lie. I nearly met my best friend. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I ask?
That was Meg.
Fair.
Yeah, that was Meg.
Fairs, man.
Yeah.
Fairs.
Yeah. Because regardless of all the shit we went through,
we were good mates. Yeah, it's true still.
We were good, yeah. So like, you know, there's that part. You know, that like you really do want to be able to like hold space. I guess it's that, isn't it?
I think it's just it's stepping away completely from the nervousness or the shyness around where something.
100%. You have to.
I'm trying though. I try to treat every single female that I meet now, or I'm friends with. I try to treat them just like a virgin.
Because I think then, what if you're holding yourself back, and this could be the person, and you're just holding yourself back.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, don't be so fucking intense.
Nah, I'm not still. I'm not there. So fuck that. Yeah.
We chill.
Maybe before I might have
go
been,
with the
but no.
flow.
Nah.
Sometimes it's hard to go with the flow.
But yeah, no. Like, so that's the only reason why I asked that question, isn't it? Because don't get me wrong. Like I still get that way sometimes. I still get shy. I still get nervous.
Sometimes I get shy.
Do you know what I mean?
I get shy.
I still find myself sometimes caring about how the other person like sees me, innit? And
yeah,
I think obviously I think obviously there is still a important element to that, because it allows you to keep yourself in check and in line too.
Yeah, you control something.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a good control there.
Yeah,
and I think that's good, because however, like I should have a little bit more control in what I say, because sometimes I could say something and I could flabbergast someone.
Yeah. So I think now that you say that, it makes me think that like the reason why I get like that, the reason why I get like that, and I don't think that will ever change, is because the element that gives you in terms of just like being aware of what this person might think of me, or like how they might view me, whatever it is, allows you to keep yourself in check. What allows you to keep yourself in check, because what you're essentially trying to do is give your best version of yourself to that person.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yes, like I do try to treat like women all the time as though they're just my friends, but boy, like I still sometimes find it hard to just
so sexy.
To just like break the barrier of it's just brethrens, and like nothing can ever come from this. So I don't even know why I care about how you think about me and shit.
Sexy.
Do you know what I mean? So Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I noticed that quite a lot about me. But yeah, I asked you that question because if that's how I get towards, like, you know, people that I get
I
attracted
do,
to,
I do
which
get.
happens to be women. You're bi, bro. So you're attracted to both sides. Like, do you not get like that with both sides?
Sometimes if like I meet someone that I'm like, oh yeah, I get. I'm instantly shy, and then after like, give me 5 minutes at least, maybe less. I'm like, how are you? How's your day? What are you doing? La, la, la. Like I'm
Yeah.
just,
I heard it still.
you have to try and just like take the anxiety and you
That
know,
shit.
dash it.
Yeah.
Because you could be holding yourself back from something here.
Yeah, true.
And also, not every meet that you have with people, whether it be you're on a date or whatever, um, even if it doesn't work, you could be friends. They could take you to high places.
Oh yeah,
You've
yeah,
now
yeah, yeah, yeah.
networked. This person has got you a job somewhere, or this person knows a couple of people because you're trying to start a business here, or with your podcast elevating now. You want to
Yeah, no, I don't, I don't
think
want
of
to,
it
and
as a
yeah,
networking
don't
thing.
take it in the sense of like every female I meet, that's all I think about. No, no, no. It's
No,
just
no, no. I know what you're saying, but I'm just
in the
saying in
instance
the
where that's how, yeah,
general
yeah, that's how, yeah, yeah,
consensus. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
fairs.
yeah.
Well, on that subject, how's your week been?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Right, fairs.
I'm super tired. I feel like I trained a lot and I went a bit too ham for the first week, and I haven't trained for like 3 years.
So I still,
Yeah, so
it's a good
I
time to
did
get back
four
into it.
days,
That's good though,
and
man.
I'm like,
Yeah, finished.
yeah, but it's been good. Obviously, I've taken on this job, and it is what it is.
Mm.
Won't say too much around it.
How do you feel about training 4 days a week for your first time back? Do you feel like it was too much, too little,
I think it was good.
or just about
I think it
enough?
was good. I think it was good, but I think I probably just could have dealt with just 3 at least.
Do you reckon you do
Because
3
I'm
this week?
cycling too to work.
So would you continue doing 4? Or would you go down to 3 and see how you
I think I
feel?
might do 3 this week.
Cool.
Um, and yeah, but I really want to I really want to build my bottom half. I had a good bunda,
Bunda.
yeah, and it's gone. Well, it's still there, but it's like a cutie booty rather than a bootete.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I
It's
can't
not
really
dirty.
yeah, I can't really help you with that one still.
Yeah, no, you can't actually because you just like bouldering, so and you don't really want to go to the gym, which is fair, fine, it's okay. So one of the guys at the
Run,
gym,
man.
I don't like running.
Running is pretty good for your
Why
legs.
are you running?
But yeah,
I don't like running.
well, cycling's good too.
I love cycling. Take me on like a dirt track or like we'll go cycling for like 4 hours and I will do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Running, you won't catch me dead running. Also, funny story. I think it was during lockdown. Me and my ex ran. Here we go, my ex.
It's just your story.
It's just
She just
3.5 years. Do you know what I
happened to be
mean?
in it, yeah.
3.5 years. Like what? Who else were you gonna be with? And we went running. She likes running. I hate running. So she was like, "Let's go running." I was like, "Okay." And my friend, this was when I was living in Clapham, and my friend was on the bus or something, and she saw my ex running, and it was on like we were on a hill. So she saw my ex at the top, and then she was like looking for me, and then she found me right.
That's jokes. You proper hate it.
And I was just like, oh, sorry, mate. What the fuck?
Oh, he's proper grabbed on, he has.
No, get away.
Get off.
Get off you. Stop.
He proper went for Bob. What's wrong with Bob, man?
Bob has no flipping leaves left.
Leave Bob alone.
Wonder, this is what I want. So yeah, so I hate running. I hate running. I remember once at school, I was, when you do the bleep test,
Yeah.
they're like, Jazz, it just looked like your butt was dragging and like it was so heavy for you to carry, so you couldn't run fast.
Is that why you hate running? What's the real reason why you hate running? Is there a particular reason?
I can't escape the way people escape with running. And I know you get runner's high.
I don't.
Well, you're the anomaly that doesn't get it. I don't know anyone else that doesn't get it. I know that some people do.
Runner's high.
Runner's high.
What is?
Have you seen that? Have you seen it on Family Guy?
No.
When Brian, his girlfriend, is like saying, "Yeah, let's go for a run." He's like, "No, I don't want to go for a run," or whatever. And then she's like, "You'll get runner's high," and he literally like. The way they've put it in Family Guy, which is obviously so dramatized, is like you're on shrooms and his pupils dilate and he's like, he can go really, 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 really fast. Like he's going up this hill and then he just gets this runner's high and he just like sprints up there. And then now he's like, he just can't stop running. Like he loves to go running. He runs every day now. He's getting shredded. He gets slimmer. And it's like, and everyone's like, you need to calm down. Like, chill on the, runner's high is just when you get like a massive surge of dopamine and it's like, or serotonin.
After every run, I'm just like, fuck, that was brutal, fam. God, it's all
Yeah, but you do it in like 20 minutes. That's
my 5Ks are insane, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not insane, they're pretty good.
You'll do it in summer.
Yeah, my 5Ks, yeah,
Boom,
in summer,
boom,
I'll go
boom.
ham still. But I don't think
Good, yeah.
I think I either don't run far enough to get runner's high.
Or you're doing the same trail too much.
Is that yeah, but I find it easier because then I don't have to think about my route. I can just run.
You just go. I see what you're saying. Maybe next time go for a bit longer.
Oh, I can't afford. I've thought about doing 10K, so double what I normally do now.
Listen, I can't even get to 5K. My body gets to 3K and then it starts. Bitch,
down.
what the fuck
That's
are you
true.
doing?
No, I get second win. I'll do like my first K is strong, second K is decent, and then third K and fourth would be like mediocre, and then like my last K and a half would be strong again. I get second wind, but I don't get runner's high.
Yeah.
I don't get no buzz.
I don't get a buzz. I get a buzz from cycling.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't get a buzz from cycling no more.
I used to cycle so much throughout lockdown, and I think that's why I got like a peach and like my legs were really good and like my joints actually felt really nice then as well.
Yeah, cycling's good for that.
Yeah. And this was me cycling from Clapham all the way to like Westbourne Park.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because that's where my friend lived. And and I used to cycle back. High as a kite.
Yeah. I think stone cycling is nice.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And if you go down, from Notting Hill, that road, and you're like this. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, see, that's lit. That's lit.
And like banging music in your ears.
Yeah. I've had too many good moments.
Yeah, and the thing is, I knew the route, so it's not. I mean, I got lost a couple of times at first because. High as a kite. Don't know where I'm going. But it was great. And we used to also then, so I would go to Westbourne Park and then we would go to Primrose Hill because that's quite close. And then we'd cycle up that hill. That hill was so bad. That hill drained me. But once you go up there, it was nice.
Nice, yeah.
Okay, so I'll do a cycle and stuff like that. And, I'll try and do something else. I just don't like running. I also... Yeah, I don't think it'll be good for my joints because I've always had joint problems. About my knee.
Yeah, so I don't agree with you though.
Yeah, it's just built like a cheese string. So, I'm just not gonna do it. But I'll do any other activity. I'll hands down always say yes to something. Like I used to do jiu-jitsu and then I was like, nah.
Yeah, fair. Calm. So next week then, three sessions a week training.
Yeah.
A bit more cycling, continue cycling.
Yeah, because I cycle there, I cycle back, and I just want to build my bottom half. I look good in my back at the moment, so I'm quite happy about that. I kind of want to keep this shape at the top.
Maintenance.
Yeah, and then just like build lower, but I know that you can't really spot, so I just have to be where I think it's also the food that I'm eating. I need to be a bit wary on that. But I think I eat quite
You know your shit.
No, but I think I eat decent, like in terms of like amounts and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get a protein shake in just to keep me on the protein high. Um, and yeah, I think that's about it. Like I went to Portobello Market
Nice on
yesterday.
Sunday.
That was a nice Sunday. A nice food because it really just didn't agree with me. And I think it was fried.
What was it that you ate?
Korean fried chicken.
Okay.
But like I don't know, it might have been like they reheated it, and that might have brought about a bacteria that my body didn't agree with. I don't know. I haven't really had. But then again, I had a Nando's the day before, so I have no idea. Oh, that Nando's was slapped. It was so good. And I got myself a Casper's as well, and it was their new pistachio sundae.
Banging.
That was so good.
10-10. 10-10.
Yeah, I've had such a. I filmed content for my work.
How was that?
Yeah, that was fun. You saw one of them today.
Yeah, we posted it still.
Yeah, and I've got some stills that they still need to give me because they were quite nice.
Yeah.
They look quite pretty.
Nice. That's good.
But yeah, it's been like a non-thoughtful week.
Not really been much in your mind.
No, other than I did go see my friend and we spoke about my podcast. She really wants me to do the sex and relationship one.
Should do it, man.
And she was like, you should do it in your bed and like have all these. I'm not gonna say anything too much, but like I'll tell you off camera. But yeah. So and I was like, oh, the thing is, she's amazing because she gets me really hyped up.
Reignite.
It's the one that you met, yeah. And she really hypes me up, and she's amazing. And she's done so well with her business. So shout out Candy Lab, eyebrows, lash lift, you need it. And she's done so well, and she does fine line tattoos. So a little plug there, but yeah. She always like hypes me and she's like, you should do it, and I'm always like, yeah, look, I want to do this, I'm going to do this, and it's the idea thing without no action. So like, it's she's good at just hyping me up, and then I have all these ideas, and then I'm like,
Yeah. It's hard, bro. I'll be so real, yeah. Like starting something brand new that you've never done before is so hard.
And I'm terrible at marketing. Like, look at my social media. Like, I haven't posted in a while, and I was even posting things that happened like 2 years back because I just wanted to post it.
But I think having something though, like a podcast or
I shouldn't.
whatever it might be, like gives you things to post anyway. When you don't have something like I don't know.
But I do. You should look at my album. I have so many things to post, and I just look at it and I'm like.
Yeah, I hear it still. But post like what though? Is it things like pictures by itself?
Like life stuff.
Yeah, I hear it still. Yeah.
The personal life stuff.
I'm like that too, yeah. But
Yeah.
I found that a lot more easier now that I also have the stuff of this to post.
Yeah.
I find that because think about it, yeah.
He's taking the piss.
He's taking all the piss, but it's cool. Think about it, yeah. This podcast is a creation of mine. Is it perfect? Not really. Like, is it something that like I can compare to, I don't know, like Joe Rogan, VoL, and like all them kind of people?
Yeah.
Not really. But it's mine anyway. So because I don't think the production is as good, because I don't think like certain things are as high quality, because I don't think like certain things are where they have to be, posting that is even scarier than just posting my everyday life. So if I can post that, my everyday life, I'll just fucking at a click of a button and posting it still is calm. This guy.
I don't understand.
What, him?
You're fully choosing violence today.
Is he called under the bed?
Yeah, he called under it.
Just to play with it. He's probably letting you know he's a bit hungry.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's time for him to eat still. We'll give you some food in a hot sec, bro. Don't worry, man. But yeah, like that's the way I look at it. So like, if let's say for example it wasn't a podcast, it was music. If this was just the beginning of a music career, yeah, Like maybe my songs wouldn't be what I wanted them to be at the moment. Yeah, literally. Maybe my songs wouldn't be where I want them to be at the moment, but it's my creation. I'm proud of it. I'm gonna share it. And sharing something like that is scary, fam.
It's so scary.
Like, bro, when I first
It's
got on
so
social to
scary.
like share this, bro, oh shit, hit myself. But like
Yeah.
now that I've done it though, now that I'm there and like, now that I've shared it, and now that it's a continuous thing, like posting now my personal and my personal life, it's easy, bro.
I mean, I could just carousel it, like everyone carousel it, but you know, you just have to edit it out.
It's long, man. But do it though, man. Start your podcast. Like start looking at certain things about how you want to do them. And I think what helps as well is that like, brother, I don't know a lot, but you got me.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a short while. I can give you what I know, and like for you, you can just kind
Stay
of take
tuned.
that. Do you know what I mean? You can take that on board and just like fast track yourself a little bit more. Do you get it? But yeah, man, starting something that you've never done before though, or that like you have no clue idea about. It's scary, fam.
It's always scary. Everything that's new is sometimes a bit of a risk. But I love risks. And this is what I'm saying. I love risks. I don't know why I don't just do it.
Do it for the plot, man.
Do it for the plot.
Do it for the plot.
Do it for the plot. That's what this volume 2 should be called.
Do it for the
Do
plot.
it for the plot.
Oh my god, Sita.
I think we should just leave it there. I don't think I've got anything else to say other than like I have actually like I've just been thoughtless this whole week.
I hear it still.
I mean, oh yeah, like I finally drank red wine on the weekend.
After dry Jan. A whole month off. How did you feel about that? How did you
Shouldn't have done it.
No, okay. How did you feel not about drinking red wine, just drinking in general?
I didn't want to do it.
Did you not?
I wanted to do it, so I had a glass of white and I felt good there.
You should have you got FOMO though. Not FOMO.
I was like, oh, like let's get that one bottle, and I should have left it there. We shouldn't have got the second bottle.
Yeah, but once you cross that line.
Yeah, I was an idiot for crossing that. But imagine like the feeling that I got. I was like, oh, and I haven't had that feeling for years.
What was the feeling?
It was, I'm good here. And like when I was drinking in my 20s, I always straight away knew no more jazz, no more jazz, no more jazz. And I knew it. But for some reason in my late 20s, and honestly, I think it was just like probably a bad relationship with myself, bad relationship with alcohol, bad relationship that was going on. So kind of kept going.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like
try and drink people under
having a bad relationship with yourself. Like sometimes you forget about these little indicators of certain things, innit? So
yeah.
It's nice that you've noticed it again, though.
Yeah,
it means
and I was
that
like,
you're building your relationship with yourself up nicely again. So.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this feeling. Okay, I know I need to stop, and I was like, fine, let's get up, boy.
Yeah. Step 1 is noticing, step 2 is action, bro.
So yeah, but I'm glad that I had that, and like even from that experience, I'm like, I don't need to drink for a while. I don't care to.
Fairs. Nice, man. Well, I'm glad you had that whole experience there still.
Yeah.
Nice.
But maybe we can leave it here.
Yeah.
I think it's been just an eye-opening week for us. For you, for sure.
Yeah, a lot happened this week, fam.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot happens every week in my life, but yeah, a lot happens this week still. My life's it's nuts, fam.
Yeah, honey. It's because you're going to get to 30 at some point.
Chill out.
Honestly, no, but this from 26 to 30, you'll start seeing things. You'll start experiencing life in a completely different way. Just take it. Be open to it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, though.
Dude!
Leave Bob alone.
Leave Bob alone!
My dog.
Love.
I appreciate you a lot.
I appreciate you.
No, man. Facts, man. Not joking.
That's so mean. Yeah!
Oh.